It's Week 16 of the NFL, and we'll see Jordan Love. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Redwoods and the Oilers, and it's all up next.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. Or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you...
Cameron Dicker has the ball teed up as we get underway. And off we go here on EA Sports. He'll get this past the 20 before he's down shy of the 25-yard line. A Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
You know you have a good week, Mike, when it takes all 5 fingers on one hand just to show how many touchdowns you threw in last week's win. Now, do we expect him to do that 2 weeks in a row? I'm not sure that's realistic, but as long as he continues to operate at this high of a level, they're going to have a strong chance to win every single week.
It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down. He'll drop to throw. First down throw there is incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Look wide. Get this one complete.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. The Oilers sending out their punt team. Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he played fairly well for the most part. Now, are there some things to clean up? Absolutely. Some of his footwork, both inside and outside the pocket, still has a long way to go. The occasional errant throw, or just thinking, hey, I've got a big arm, I'm going to fit this ball in the window. Some of that stuff needs to get cleaned up, but overall, not bad. But what matters the most in wins and losses, and he just wasn't the difference maker his team needed when they needed him the most.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Love. He's got his big target, Everett. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They're going to motion their tight end, Hurst. This one quickly out to Lockett. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. From the gun, it's Love. He'll tuck it and take off. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that...
And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with the sack.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 50-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Off he goes. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are, early on in the game. A nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
And he'll take this past the 30. A gain of 6, mark it at the 31. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. They'll come up now, 2nd down and 4. Again, it's Singletary. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. Doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take a play as the game unfolds.
It is a big-time play for Houston. 36 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you could see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now he'll run it.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
On the handoff, Singletary. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. He'll try and run for the first with Singletary. And he will score. Devin Singletary. Touchdown, Houston. That touchdown, number 19 on the year.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Pringle now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Redwoods offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And things starting to take shape here. 3 weeks left in the regular season. Teams making that final push for postseason berths.
pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Now a timeout for injury. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. On comes the punter now, and he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Oilers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he is right up there in touchdown passes, as you see on that graphic, currently 2nd in the NFL at this point in the season. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll look to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive. Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
And he's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9. Singletary now on 1st and 10. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. We are through 1. It's a close game early on. More after this. You're watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Catch made there by Allen. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's 3rd and 2. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
We're going to find out pretty quickly how aggressive this head coach wants to be here, Mike. All the analytics say on the plus side of the 50, you've got to go for it. You have to take advantage of this field position and try to come away with 6. Big decision here, but I think they've got to go for it. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Yeah! He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Redwoods offense ready to take over once again. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stidham. Open man, Demario Douglas. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Right on shotgun, it's Stidham. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
3rd and long, and here's Stidham. Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds, but the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket when the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
The Oilers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's used his legs to great effect this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design, as you check out the league leaders in quarterback rushing yards. Now, faking the give.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. He works free, right side. Wadarani brings it to the red zone, taken down inside the 20-yard line.
Great read by the quarterback there, Mike. You can see just as he puts the ball in the belly of the running back, his eyes are on that defender. And when he goes after the runner, he pulls it, and he has nothing but green grass, and he picks up a big gain.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Back to throw. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
This is caught at the 2. And he'll be taken down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board?
And he will take it in himself. Touchdown, Oilers. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? and they punch it in for the touchdown.
There's nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. And in this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
Now, Pinheiro to add on the extra point. The kick is good. And the Oilers move further out in front. It is now 17-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Isaiah McKenzie now to return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Redwoods offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
He finds his big tight end, Everett. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Harris. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Working out of the gun, here's Stidham. That's pulled in, Najee Harris. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw, it's Stidham. And he'll finally eat this one. He'll go down. They got him in the backfield.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Oilers offense running back Devin Singletary back on the field, and he's been a workhorse in the backfield this season, right there amongst the league leaders in rushing late in the campaign. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get this out wide. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I continue in just a moment. 2nd and 7. From out of the gun, he'll throw. Oh, he's got a man, his tight end, Goddard. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
He'll drop to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. They'll look to throw yet again. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert, that time. And it'll bring up second down. They'll look to throw again. That is left side and taken in by Allen. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
Back to the air one more time. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Here's another shot from the 6 at second and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. And he's in. Dallas Goedert. Touchdown, Houston. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. Now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Pinheiro on for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Oilers are able to extend out to a 24-0 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's McKenzie. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The home team's offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. Now Stidham. Now a screen set up for Harris. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a first down. They'll put Everett in motion here. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Stidham to throw. Oh, and he's going to go down. He could not get rid of it. And that's going to bring an end to this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. Great games coming up in Week 16. Starting on Saturday, a 1 o'clock kick between the Texans and Chiefs at Arrowhead. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on what should be a very tough opponent. And then lastly, on Sunday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent.
All right, Coach. Thank you. 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Pringle now on the return. Now an opening past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll give it to Harris again. Still keeping the legs moving, somehow managing to turn that into a gain. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll go play action here with Stidham. He's going to look deep here, looking for Lockett. Eddie Jackson had the nice coverage, able to break that one up.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. That's going to be dropped underneath for Singletary. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On 2nd down, it's Singletary. And he would get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. Allen with the connection. A pickup of 12 yards. 1st down for Houston.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And they will finally run him down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Singletary. He'll manage only a couple. Jordan Whitehead is there to bring him down. 2nd down and 8. Throwing now from the gun. He keeps it himself. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll run here with Singletary. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Devin Singletary. Touchdown, Oilers. That his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's got 20 on the year. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, Give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's McKenzie. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. And there is still a lot to play for. Every game is critical. Teams fighting to claim one of the 7 playoff spots that are up for grabs. A pass taken in by Harris.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Operating from the gun, it's Stidham. Has completed to Douglas. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Right out of shotgun, it's Stidham. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Punting time for the Redwoods, set to kick it away, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. He's going to keep it himself. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. He'll look to throw. That'll be caught by the running back, Singletary. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll try to run for it.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This one complete to Washington. He'll try to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front, and they're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 9. Back to throw. Now a screen going to be set up for Singletary. Eddie Pinheiro going to come on to try a field goal now. This will be a 38-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Oilers add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense make their way out to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Stidham. Lockett brings it in out wide. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Throwing is Stidham. The pressure eventually wearing down this offensive line. They get to the quarterback for the sack. Now a timeout for injury. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. Oh, yeah.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. Oh, what a throw, slinging it across his body and complete. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick 1st down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Singletary. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll run once more with Singletary. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Here comes 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. He'll get that one to Valdez-Scantling. And he puts his head down and he picks up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Valdez-Scantling on the move. Look wide. Get this one complete. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the 1st down after a gain of 7. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. That's complete. Tight end Goddard. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier. And that catch gets him a first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
That is a gain of 22, and it sets up first down and goal.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
A run on first and goal. And he's into the end zone yet again. Devin Singletary. Touchdown, Houston. That is his third touchdown of the afternoon. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Pringle now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So now this team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. To throw, it's Stidham. He's going to look for the home run ball. And that is incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right, and I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Stidham. That is caught downfield by Douglas. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to throw again. Here's Stidham. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Isaiah McKenzie. Touchdown, Redwoods. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. And as we go through the highlights, no shortage of touchdowns today. 3 trips to the end zone in this one. The combination, the power, the speed, everything on display, and the defense has seen it all. They'll give it to Singletary to begin this drive. Room up the sideline at the 45. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Shaheed in motion. He'll go back to Singletary on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down. Now they'll set up to throw. Looking middle and complete with Allen. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Up the middle. Here's Singletary. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Again, it's Singletary. And he'll get this inside the 20. A nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down. In the red zone now. He'll drop to throw. Now he takes off. And he's going to be taken down.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
He's got his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Touchdown, Oilers. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
Extra point by Pinheiro is good. And the Oilers will add one more onto their big lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's McKenzie. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Redwoods offense ready to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now Stidham. He'll check this down to the running back. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They're going to motion their tight end, Hurst. Throwing is Stidham. A pass taken in by Harris. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Stidham to throw. Now a screen set up for Harris. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. Here's the Redwoods punt team now. And no return on this one. Fair catch signaled for and taken. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. The drive starts with a carry by Singletary. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. They run here with Singletary. And he's going to get it. 1st down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
So it's a win for our visitors. And that's now 4 victories in a row as they continue to play as well as anyone in the NFL. And do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.